Hello everybody, welcome to this week's weekly bump for Monday, October 24th. So as always, we have 3 piles in front of us. So go ahead and take your pick. For pile 1, we are using a blue aura quartz. For pile 2, we're using a pink. And for pile 3, we're using a green. Now, not everyone always feels intuitively drawn to a pile. So what I always say is you can just randomly select a pile if you need to, because there's likely going to be a message in there for you somewhere. But if you do feel intuitively drawn, now would be an excellent time to pause the video and allow yourself to feel pulled or drawn toward a specific pile. Timestamps for everything will be found in the description box and the comment thread down below. All right, and I'll see you in just a sec. All right, pile number 1, you guys selected the blue aura quartz. So let's go ahead and see. Now I'm starting off with angel cards today, just as we're moving into an eclipse season. As of tomorrow, we have that new moon solar eclipse. I felt that the angelic presence may be needed for some. Okay, so we're going to start off. I'm sorry, I'm probably going to butcher these names. It's either Jeliel or Yeliel, depending on how you pronounce the J. And this is the helping God. It says love and wisdom, victory over those who would attack you. I don't know why, but the word grace is really coming to me quite profoundly. Like, you may be going through a situation that you are wanting to handle with grace, with dignity, with honor. You're not wanting to lower yourself in the gutter. You're not wanting to sacrifice too much of yourself just simply to get the outcome that you want. It does seem that you are angelically supported for victory or for winning or for getting a positive outcome. Now, if you're dealing with relationships or any kind of financial situation, there is a possibility that where you're at now is a very short-lived position, meaning it's temporary and it's not something that you should worry about being permanent. The helping energy, it says the helping God, also standing out to me as, I don't know that this is going to be like, direct angelic help. Obviously, it's going to be funneled through different people and different opportunities. Keep your eyes and your ears open for assistance when you need it. This is not a time to be rejecting people. This is not a time to be saying, no, I got it. Especially now that we're in Scorpio season, there's so much involved here with meshing your energy with someone else's, right? So letting someone help you, letting someone take the lead with something. If there's a weakness within you, they may have a strength, and vice versa. And supplementing your own talent and your own skills with someone else's talents and skills for the best possible outcome. Instead of, clenching and saying, no, I can do it myself, and no, I don't need that. I think that would be, I'm not going to say it's a bad idea. I just don't know why you would do that, because the outcome with allowing the assistance is so much better. It's going to bring you to victory. And it is through love. Someone is not offering help to you simply because they think you suck or they think you're not going to be able to do it. They don't think that, right? But they also maybe are a little bit better at collaborating. And so that may be a point of focus for you. We have child, we have house, community, well, there we go, and message. So some of you may be dealing with some issues in the more domestic capacity, as I'm seeing over here with these 2 cards. Something going on with your house or something going on with your children. There could be, an educational thing or a health thing or some kind of issue that they are trying to overcome that you're maybe not sure how to truly and properly guide them through it, especially if you're dealing with like a teenager who's a little bit rebellious or doesn't necessarily hold the same values and views that you do. I don't know, like I'm just feeling like it takes a village. That's what I'm hearing. It takes a village. And as much as you may want to keep things private, and I know that's such a huge thing with Scorpio season, is that privacy, wanting things to be kept behind closed doors and not wanting to let everybody be privy to what's going on. But as much as you would like to keep it private, I think the more and more you keep it private and behind closed doors and protected, and you're not communicating about it, the more and more you're shutting the door on people that could really, really help you. And you may be receiving a message, someone who might be really observant, who's looking at you and loves and adores you and says, hey, if you ever need help with this, please let me know. If you ever want me to do X, Y, or Z, please let me know. I'd be happy to do it. And then it's going to be up to you to really take that offer. I think this particular angel is working through members of your community. Now, I don't necessarily, when we say community, it doesn't have to be like your neighbors specifically. I mean, it could be, but it could be any community that you're a part of. It could be, if you have some kind of a hobby, like I know, like I'm here in Mississippi and I met this woman who's like a big quilter, right? Quilting is like a huge thing here apparently. And there's this huge quilting community, so even if it's something like that those are people that for some reason I feel that they genuinely understand the humanness of something, right? They understand the tough spots because likely they've been there. We've all been there. We all have our stories. We all have our traumas. We all have our stuff. And I think when we get to a point where we're like, all right, we understand a little bit more about what life is, we're more amenable to really helping. And I think that's what's coming from your community. These are people who have toiled and labored over the course of their lives, and I wouldn't shut them out. I wouldn't recommend shutting them out anyway. Peace. Yeah. I think that's what we're all wanting. That's what we're all sort of going for. Peace, to have peace, to have serenity in our lives. And the only thing that makes me feel like maybe there is a little bit of upheaval is the fact that this card says victory over those who would attack you. That word attack is just such a harsh word. To even say it is a hard thing to say, to attack somebody. So if you're feeling that way, or if you're feeling victimized by the actions of another person in spite of your absolute best intentions, like I say, you don't want to get down in the gutter with that lower vibrational energy, but you also don't want to just sit there and take it either. So again, massive community involvement can really, really, really help to bring greater degrees of peace into your life. And I think with the blue, blue being associated with that throat chakra, there is an importance in speaking and communicating message, right? Speaking, communicating. We also have, not also, but we still have Mercury in Libra right now. He's just wanting things to work out. That's his job right now, is to bring balance into things. Okay, we have Atlantis. Rapid development, excellent, and success. Let's pull out one more. And honor the masculine, respecting men, embracing the divine masculine. The masculine is interesting because Mars, which is one of our more masculine planets, and also Saturn, they're just sort of barely moving. Saturn is officially going direct as of yesterday. Mars is still preparing to go retrograde as of the 30th of October, but they're still both moving really, really, really slow. There may be a need for the masculine energy in this situation, whether you draw it in within yourself or whether there's someone in the community that can come in and supplement that. there may need to be a heavy-handedness or laying down the law. You may need to have some rigidity to a degree and to have some sort of a linear goal. I don't know that this is going to be a time of absolute and utter surrender where you can just sit there and do nothing, but I do think people of influence will be highly beneficial for you. And rapid development, excellence, and success tells me that, again, the situation is rapidly evolving and it's not going to be what it is for that much longer. It is going to change. It is going to become something else, probably within the next several weeks. But it is something you can't really escape from either. And I like the word success and I like the word victory up here because it tells me that it's all going to work out in your favor and there's really no reason for you to get so worked up about anything. And when we have peace, again, victory, success, peace, that paints a really good picture for you. All right. So I think things are going to go well. And you may not even have something specifically in mind right now of what even this is. For some reason, I'm feeling like this message may go over some people's heads and it may not necessarily make sense, but maybe in the next couple of weeks it will. Okay, Uranus is involved in this full moon eclipse on November 8th. Uranus is in a square with Saturn, which is in Aquarius. So yes, community is an important aspect of that. All right. All right, I will leave you with that. Thank you so much, pile number 1. Thank you so much. You guys know I love you. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. Thank you all so much for being here. You guys selected the pink aura quartz. So I am using the angel cards this week, just simply because as we're moving into eclipse season, I thought maybe some people might appreciate the presence of angels during these readings. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So we have, I'm so sorry if I mispronounce these names. I think it's Hayuakaya, which is the god of joy. And he represents reconciliation and he helps us to regain the favor of those that one has offended. Okay, so first of all, I like the fact that he is the god of joy, which means there is a happiness and a goodness and a peacefulness that comes with this particular angel. And also reconciliation, which is great. And I think Mercury in Libra is really helping with that. If there have been any arguments or any fights or anything like that within your relationships, romantic or otherwise, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be parents or children or friends, colleagues, whatever the case may be. If there have been any contentious moments, this is likely going to be a week where you're going to be able to bury the hatchet, come back together, find a way to work together, find a way to make peace. And hopefully it's lasting peace. And angels, they often work through people. They often work through events. They work through opportunities and circumstances. And so, really pay attention to what's going on and who's appearing in your life and what you're hearing and all the synchronicities that you might be receiving, because it is possible that there are many messages coming to you for the sake of this reconciliation energy. So let's see what else. We have mature man, we have main male. Okay, well, a lot of masculine energy. Wealthy man. Okay, well, I'm getting all the people cards, which makes it a little bit harder to read, but that's okay. We'll take what naturally comes out. So there may be multiple people involved here. I'm feeling that maybe some of you are dealing with family issues, or issues at work, or any other situation where there are multiple people. It could be a community thing. I saw community come out for pile 1. So there's just lots of different personalities here. Now, the main male, if you identify with the male energy, this would be you, okay? Or if you have a partner that is the embodiment of the divine feminine, then it's that person. This is, I think, the main character here, even more so than yourself. Now, if you identify a little bit more as the divine feminine, then we have the privileged lady, and then vice versa if it's someone else. So I think I'm kind of sensing like a little bit of a partnership going on here. The reason why this one is a little bit more prominent than these other two is simply because it has the word main in it. It's the most important one. So if there is a situation happening between a masculine and a feminine, it is likely that over the next couple of weeks that there will be some kind of a coming together. Now, will the communication be super clear? Probably not at first. I'm still feeling a little bit of a distance, like they're kind of on opposite sides of the card here. I'm feeling that money, because we have wealthy, money is a point of focus. So if there was a fight about money, or if one person is really focused on like getting a promotion, so they're working super hard and maybe they're neglecting you or something like that, that could be rectified as well. Definitely the word wealthy is making me think that money and financial circumstances are certainly at play. And then we have the mature man, who could be a father figure or a mentor of some sort, or a boss, kind of overseeing everything here and may be acting a little bit as a mediator. This could be someone who is organizing or structuring or coming in as like the patriarch, the one that, and I don't mean that in like, I know that patriarchy is a super politicized word right now, but that's not what I mean. It's like the masculine leader of the group that is trying to guide and make sure everything is working well or working smoothly. Now, if you are in the process of like any kind of divorce proceedings or buying or selling anything that is big and requires contracts and lawyers, I am sensing that those types of things are going to be going well for you. That those situations will, you'll either come to some kind of an agreement or a settlement will be attained. Again, the fact that money is involved here. And I think everyone will be happy. I don't know that there are any gonna be any types of losers in this situation. With the element of joy and reconciliation, that's a good thing, right? That's two people coming together and finding middle ground, and regains the favor of one of those that one has offended. Meaning people are going to start getting over stuff. Maybe people are going to issue forgiveness. Maybe people, right? We have the pink aura quartz, which is, connected with that with the heart chakra. So there is an element of love and compassion coming through. And I feel like everyone is wanting to achieve the same thing. They may have different agendas, but they're all wanting to achieve the same thing. They're all wanting this to come to a final point, a final end point, and they want everybody to be happy. They want everybody to win. Okay. Let me pull out a couple more cards here. Definitely seeing progress, protection. Yeah, everybody is protected in this reading. Everyone is having protection, which is why I don't feel like there are any real losers here. Everyone seems to be operating from a place of good intention and honor, hopefully. If anyone does try to do anything devious or anything like that, I don't know that they're going to be able to get away with it. They may try something, but it's just like, don't try it. Don't try to say it. Don't talk to that person behind our backs. Like, just call it like it is. And, even if they do try it, I don't know that people are going to hold a grudge about it. Everyone is protected here. Everyone is safe. And while the situation may be complex because maybe there are multiple players, multiple people coming in, everyone's going to walk away pleased. Job well done. Song of the Siren, the call, summoning voice to acknowledge. Let's see what else. fertility, potential, powerful creative energy, initiation energy. You know, if any of you are healing or dealing with infidelity, like for some reason, I don't quite know why, I was getting the energy of like maybe someone's going through a divorce or a big breakup, or someone is leaving a company and it's maybe a little bit messy, or it's getting a little bit complicated contractually. So if there is anything going on like that, first of all, I don't want any, now obviously the siren in mythology, you know, you don't want to answer the call of the siren because it leads to your death. You know, it's usually not the best thing, but it can be very, very tempting. And I do see resistance because of the protection, right? You may be feeling called towards something, but in your heart of hearts, with this pink stone here, with your heart of hearts, you may know that maybe that is not the right path. And I think everyone involved in this scenario knows that. No one is wanting to go down a malicious path. All right. No one is wanting to pull the wool over anybody's eyes here. And then we have fertility, potential, powerful, well, I read it already, powerful creative energy and initiation energy. And actually coming into reconciliation and working things out, talking things through, being truthful and honest and compassionate may actually supercharge your energy. Now, you may have a little bit more energy than you normally do, just given the fact that as we build up over the next couple of weeks to the full moon eclipse, which is happening in Taurus, which is right on top of Uranus. Uranus, as we know, is a very electric planet. There is a lot of energy that comes through here. So you may be feeling at this time, well, actually probably after tomorrow, a waxing in your energy levels. And because of this scenario, it may be inspiring you in so many new kinds of ways, inspiring you to create new things and to create new relationships and create new opportunities and ventures for yourself. And I think you are, I like the word fertile, right? Fertile meaning there's plenty, right? Plentiful. And I can't get the picture of the Empress in the tarot out of my head, because obviously here she is with a baby. And in the tarot, the Empress represents like the pregnant woman. And I always see an element of infinite resources coming through that. And so I'm making all these connections and I'm channeling the energy of infinite resources coming through here. So if there are financial concerns on your part anyway, I don't know that you should worry so much about it. I don't know that you need to, cling on so much to the financial aspect of something, or cling on so much to the current financial situation, because I do think things are going to open up and loosen for you. Focusing on the restriction is going to downplay the beauty of the situation. Focusing on the abundance is going to make this whole thing a lot better, and focusing toward the future and focusing on what's coming rather than what has been. Chances are you're dealing with something that is the effect of what has already happened. I mean, well, that's like kind of like, no duh, obviously that's what all of life is, but we're all just living in one big giant consequence. But, if you can look a little bit more toward the future, you can be more causal, right? To cause specific effects that you're really wanting and hoping for. And so don't worry, all right? Don't worry that things are going to be difficult for you in the future, because they will iron out. Okay? All right. Pile 2. I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much. You guys know I love you. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. Pile number 3. You guys selected the green aura quartz, so we're just going to move that over there. And we start with, and I'm sorry, I may butcher this, Lawaya, the exalted god. And he represents victory and grants victory and protection from lightning. Okay, so, well, I don't know if this means like actual lightning in today's day and age. I I think it's a little bit more protection from sudden and shocking and devastating events, okay? Protection from those types of things. Now, victory has been kind of a theme a little bit coming out this week. It seems like you are or have already set out to conquer something, whether it's a project or some kind of an issue you're dealing with someone, whatever the case is. So you kind of have this mindset of going out to conquer something. And there is a lot of promise for people whose hearts are in the right place. And again, we have the green, which is associated with that heart chakra. So when you are in a place of love and connection with the divine, and you have the absolute most premium, like the best intentions, it does seem to work out for you. And I don't always like to promise that type of thing, but I feel that the message is very clear. It's going to work out. You have protection through your battles so that you will be victorious. Now, be careful of how you interpret the word victory. Sometimes a victory doesn't always look the way we expect it to look. And I think as we look back at our past, we will notice that some things that may not have been perceived as victories in the past, you look back now and you're like, yeah, you know what, that really was the best possible thing that could have happened for me. And that's what you're being protected for, so that the best possible thing can happen. All right, so what else for pile number 3? We have thoughts and change. All right, well, I like the contemplation energy. Seems to me that you are being quite future focused, future oriented, contemplative. It's likely that you're not wanting to make the same mistakes again. You're not wanting to crash and burn again, right? Protection from lightning. You don't want that shock that past events have given you because you ignored what your intuition was really saying. We have occupation, okay, a lot of work energy and pathway. I do think a lot of people are focused on their work lives, their physical bodies. They're focused on physical results. They're focused on tangible, seeable, I want to put my hands on it types of results. And maybe you're thinking, what do I need to do on my current path, my current trajectory, as I always say, what is it that I need to do to get myself on a track that is more productive, more lucrative, more profitable? What is it that I can change or alter in my normal way about or my normal goings about, I guess we can say, the normal way I go about things. How can I change that for greater degrees of success? You may be looking toward your occupation for greater income. I want more money. I want a better lifestyle. What do I need to change with my job? What do I need to change with my business in order to create that? Now, that may work for some, but it may not necessarily be the best way to look at this for everybody. Specifically, if you're in a job that you don't consider to be your career, if you don't consider it to be your what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. If you fall more in that category and you are looking for a new path in general, because there's a big difference between this woman who is in her little cave, her little closet here, sewing and sewing and sewing away by this little lantern light here, and this particular pathway that is in this beautiful forest that is magical and mystical. All right, there's a very stark contrast here. And if you're trapped in a situation that is laborious, right, high intensive labor, requiring a lot of hours, making you feel completely fatigued at the end of the day, if that's the case, if that's where you're at, what you may be asking from this particular angel here, I'm sorry, again, Laoaya. It's funny because I really have no idea how to pronounce it. But you may call upon this particular angel to help you to find that more mystical and magical pathway that really sparks your curiosity and your childhood excitement, or that inner child excitement and that level of joy. And that may be something that you're truly wanting to call upon for yourself, just for the sake of enjoying your life. Because if you don't enjoy your occupation, right? If you don't think of it as a career or as something that you are going to do for the rest of your life, probably now is a really good time to start opening yourself up to something else. Now, I'm not telling you to quit, all right, and put yourself in dire straits financially, but something's got to give. And this angel is not going to let you fall. It's not going to let you crash and burn. I'm kind of seeing the antithesis of the Tower card in the tarot, okay? There's not going to be that shock. Smooth transitions, smooth integrations, smooth changes. And we have guardianship, beautiful, which is what you have. This is the wolf and the rose hip. You have guardianship. The angels are looking out for you. Your guardians, God, the divine spirit, it's all looking out for you. And as you seek greater levels of freedom and independence, you'll be taken step by step. I don't know that you're in a position right now to make huge leaps. This is going to be a step-by-step process, one thing at a time, and that's it. So I wouldn't expect massive change right away, but if one small thing can change to get you a little bit closer in that direction, then I would consider that a victory. Energy field adjustment, aura cleansing and health. Let's do one more. Reflections, what you contemplate can actualize. Reflections with thoughts. Please use your daydreaming time wisely, especially when Mars is still in that square with Neptune, and will be for quite some time, as when he goes retrograde on the 30th, he'll be moving still very, very slowly for those first few degrees, and he'll be continuing to be in that square with Neptune. And then when he comes back again later on next year, again, still in a square with Neptune. So Neptunian energy being very helpful for us in terms of dreaming and wishing, to wish. When we allow ourselves to wish for something, we open ourselves up to the possibility that that can be real. And this pathway, I love the artwork because it's just like this magical fairy tale kind of forest. And maybe there is something that you're wanting that is a little bit more magical and fairy tale. And I don't want to see you lose sight of that in any capacity. Your energy field is being adjusted through your thoughts, which I don't even know that you're doing this on purpose. It's just sort of happening. It's happening very naturally. Your energy field is adjusting, and we know, and this is not even like New Age spirituality stuff at this point. This is technically like science right now, quantum physics. This is all provable. We know that our thoughts shape realities, right? We know that. So, but sometimes like to have a sudden shift in our aura or our energy field doesn't always work out. Like I can always use that lottery example, how common it is for people who win the lottery to lose all of it, right? We hear all these stories all the time because they weren't mentally prepared for it. And they didn't develop the skills. They didn't develop the tools or the relationships that they needed with the family office people, the lawyers and the financial advisors and the estate planning people and all those types of people. They didn't develop those relationships. And so they didn't know what to do. And so their energy didn't change at all. They just now had this big lump of cash. But if your energy actually changes incrementally over time, then if you were to win the lottery, obviously, then you would know what to do with it. You would be smart with it. I'm using the lottery as just a simple example because I think that's what this pathway is. It is the quote unquote lottery for you. It's exactly what you want. It's heaven on earth. It's peace and serenity and love and all the good things that this particular world has to offer. Okay? All right, pile 3. I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much. You guys know I love you. Have a great week. Happy eclipse season, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.